So we went over different types of lunges, and now I'm going to give you a little flow that will help you practice these and also connect these movements to real life. Okay, so today you need a stable surface, and again, a surface that you can kneel on to protect your knees. If you have really sensitive knees, I recommend maybe an extra pillow or a rolled up towel just to give you a little extra cushion. Our knees are bony, so they get cranky if we spend a lot of time on them. One of the things I love actually are, have you seen those little mats that you use for kneeling if you're gardening? You can kneel on this little mat. Those work great for exercises like this. Okay, so we're going to start with a little warm up that's going to look familiar to you. Hands and knees, take an inhale, look up. Exhale, flex your spine. Again, we call this cat-cow or kitten-calf. It doesn't have to be a huge range of motion. Just start connecting your movement to your breath and your brain to your body. Okay, and now come on down to your forearms and slide your knees back. We're going to do a forearm plank here. So this can happen one of three ways. On your knees, you have the option to lift your knees up. I don't like to straighten my legs all the way because then I feel a lot in my quadriceps. I like to soften my knees and feel more in my abdominals. Or you can do this against a standing surface, or hands against the wall at an angle. A plank is a plank is a plank. Pick the one that works best for you. My favorite actually is on the floor with my knees down. Take an inhale and then exhale. Pull your elbows and your knees toward each other, and you're going to feel your abdominals light up there. You also have this muscle called the serratus muscle, lines your ribs on the back of the body, and that's going to fire up as well. Pull your abdominals in. You have 10 more counts here. Take breaks as you need them. Come back, repeat things as you need to. That's totally fine. You have 5 counts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your hips down. Take an inhale, look up, and then come back to your plank. So this is called the Sphynx position. A little extension through your spine and a little length through the front of your body, and then come back up into neutral. So notice how my hips are in line with my shoulders here. My hips aren't here, and my hips aren't down here. A lot of times I see people do planks and push-ups with a little arch in their back, so pull your ribs in. And just use this as a little spinal mobility, similar to cat-cow, but now you're lifting your body away from gravity, using your core strength. And this is going to help warm you up a bit for what is to come. Okay, last one. Hold the plank. Again, if you want to try lifting your knees, I like to keep a slight bend in my knees. I feel more engagement in my core that way. Hold 4 counts. 3, 2, 1. Set your hips down. Take a little quad stretch. You curl your left heel in. If you can reach back and take a hold of your ankle without arching your back, go ahead and do that. If it's not available to you, that's fine. Drop your tailbone down. Pull your abdominals in and feel length through the front of your left leg. Those are called your quadriceps. You have 4, hence the name quad. And then switch sides. Again, if your ankle is available, great, but I see people often try to compromise their alignment to reach the ankle. That's not the point. The point is to lengthen the front of the body. So you can do that by contracting your hamstrings. These are the muscles right here. Curl your heel and then drop your tailbone down. Think about pulling your belly button up away from the floor. That's going to give you more length through the front of your leg and even all the way up in your hip flexors to your ribs. Okay, press up. Then we're going to do an upright lunge today in a parallel position. I want you to be holding on to a stable surface. I see a lot of people try to do this without the stable surface, and it just isn't enough support to support your balance, and then before you know it, you're compromising your alignment. So right away, just get over the fact that holding on is less than. At Alkalign, it makes everything so much better. Okay, step your left leg forward, and you want your knee directly over your ankle. I'm a little bit of a stickler for alignment because I understand how it's going to both recruit your muscles more and be kinder to your joints. And I know that joint health isn't something that people usually think of, like, oh, you don't come, that's not your first priority when you decide to move or to exercise, right? but it's really important so that you can continue to move for many years to come, hopefully without pain or any joint replacements. Okay, so step your foot forward, hold on to your stable surface with both hands, pushing into a wall. You can be pulling away from the countertop, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee up. So instead of being super low, see how my hip is below my knee when this knee is down? I want you to come up a little bit higher. So you don't have, there's no rule that says lunges have to be parallel, your quads have to be parallel to the floor. Come up a little bit higher because I want you to understand what your range of motion is. I'm going to time us so we do basically the same amount on both sides. I like to be even. Okay, hold on to your stable surface when you're lower down and up about an inch. Okay, so notice how this feels. Traction, your left heel, your forward heel back, like you're trying to wipe gum off the bottom of your foot. Again, at Alkalign, we recommend that you are not in shoes unless you have an acute issue with your foot. It's actually really good to give your body a little recess out of shoes. It's a good way to strengthen your feet. That's going to improve your balance, your mobility, posture, everything. Okay, so start small range of motion. And now come up a little bit higher and maybe come down a little bit lower. So notice I'm in a neutral spine. Sometimes when people get tired, they kind of tilt the hips under and lean back. And that feels temporarily, it feels good. It might feel like a stretch here, but ultimately it's not so great for the back knee or your low back. So pull off your surface or push away from it so you can pull your left heel back. It is very, very, very tiring to do this well, right? So if you need to take a break and focus on the quality of movement and not the quantity, please do that. If you notice your knee is coming forward like this, that might make it easier temporarily, but it's probably going to be a little bit more load on your knee over time. So again, pull or push away from your stable surface and try to go straight up and down. Big range of motion. You know, 4 counts. 3, 2, all the way down. We're going to switch sides. We're going to take a little break in between. Let your heart rate come down. Kind of shimmy side to side if you need to. Now step your right foot forward. Align your knee over your ankle. Notice the back knee is directly under your back hip. Spine's in neutral. Tuck your back toes under. Hold on to your stable surface. Lift your knee up. You're going to start small range of motion, right? You don't have to be down super low. And you definitely don't want to come up and like, I see sometimes people come up and they kind of snap their joints. Not so good for the knees or the hips. Anything that's jolting or jarring to your body is going to accelerate wear and tear. So when I see people move like really quickly, like push-ups that like are accelerated towards the floor, I think of, oh, that's going to be rough for your body over time. So just kind of warm up here. We're going to go bigger range of motion in 4 counts. Stay in neutral. 3, 2, and 1. Now rise up and lower down. Continue to pull your back, or sorry, your forward heel back. You're going to feel it here. You're going to feel it here. But over time, you'll feel it less here. Remember, your knees are joints. They wear down over time. Muscles can be strengthened over time. And when you really use the muscles, it decreases the wear and tear to your joints. So they kind of go hand in hand. Again, if your knee is drifting forward, shift it back. And part of the reason your knee drifts forward is not that you're not like trying or working hard. It's just that maybe you have tight feet or tight shins and you need to spend some time rolling and stretching to improve the way your body slides and glides through life. So notice as I'm moving really slowly, I'm not doing this, right? Not snapping the joints. Anything that sounds like it would hurt, like snap, pinch, anything like that, are things we like to stay away from. Okay, 2 more. Last one. Set your back knee down. We're going to take a little stretch and then we're going to layer onto that. So slide your left knee back. Your right leg is forward. Take your hands into prayer and rotate towards your forward leg. We're going to peek in a little functional movement to count, which is called rotation, thoracic rotation, and then come back, switch sides. The other way. Okay, your left leg, keep that forward. So we started by lunging with the left leg. We're gonna go back to leading with the left side. Please step and watch. We're gonna do something called get up to get down. If this doesn't work for you because of the back knee, a couple options. One, you can add a little padding under your knee, a little gardener mat or a rolled towel, or you can come back and do a second set of lunges here. Get up to get down requires a big step forward. I see a lot of people take a shallow step forward. So we're going to focus on holding on, number one, and then to get the right alignment, number two, so we can strengthen the appropriate muscles, number three. Okay, so you're going to step onto your left foot, stand up, and then step your left leg back, gently lower it down, right leg back. Left leg forward, stand up, left knee down, right knee down. So it's a rinse and repeat. It's like a walking lunge. Again, if coming all the way down to the ground doesn't work, just keep your left leg forward and move up and down in the lunge, just like we did in the last set. But take a big step forward. So again, knee over ankle, just like you were here before you step up. What happens if you take a shallow step forward like this? It's a lot of load to the knee as you load the joints and stand up. You want to keep the work in your muscles rather than the joints. Okay, walking lunge, you've got 10 more counts here. I'll take a little stretch in between. 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time stand up. The leg that you were just stepping onto, take that ankle into your hand, soften your standing leg and slide your leg back. This is called a standing quadricep stretch. The purpose is to lengthen not just the quadriceps in the front of your leg, but also your hip flexors. Okay, and then step your left leg back, start from the ground, right knee over your right ankle. I know it might be like driving you crazy. I'm moving so slowly, but you have to slow down. You have to crawl before you walk, walk before you run, and you have to get the basics down so that when you're layering on, the fundamental alignment is there. Okay, step onto your right foot. Stand up, set your right knee down, left leg back, right leg forward. Big step up, stand up, right knee back, left knee back. So take a big step forward. This is why holding on to a stable surface is really important. I see people try to do it without a stable surface, and then they're all like wobbly, right? They're like sitting into their hip, and they're using force and momentum in their hips to stand up instead of just pure quad, glute, hamstring, core strength. Okay, so go slowly. You have a mirror, honestly, something that will give you visual feedback, some sort of reflective surface, maybe it's just even a window. Use that. Slide your knee down. Again, watch me, right? I've been doing this for years. Watch me. I'm not even like trying to do it weird. Just watch me with no stable surface. You see, I can't balance. You're going to be so much better off if you hold on to that stable surface, take a big step forward, use your muscles, protect your joints, and then you can also control the descent. The other thing I see, people have a hard time getting up, and then with the down, it's like, boom, they come crashing down. Again, crashing doesn't sound like that would be kind for your body, right? You want to gently set your knee down. I make a lot of comparisons between your body and a car. So imagine like your car is in the shop, right? Maybe you're gonna get your tires rotated. They lift it up onto one of those things. And then all of a sudden they just let it go, boom, down comes your car. If you were standing there, you'd be like, what was that, right? That can't be good for your car. Well, if you come crashing down to the floor, it's not good for your body either. Okay, last one, stand up. Take hold of your right ankle. Soften your left knee. Slide your right leg back. There you go. Well, practice for your lunges. Notice how you lunge throughout your day, right? If lunge is a precursor for walking and vice versa, that asymmetrical movement, similar muscles are involved. Notice where you notice it. Let me know how it feels.